Hello! Today I will be drawing the Plasmahorn Dragon. It's an original species I came up with. Anyway, if you do end up enjoying this, you should go check out the original first video that I made, where I draw the Night Stalker, another dragon that I had created. Anyway, let me get right on to the drawing.
The Plasmahorn is a large purplish-blue dragon that has a thunderous roar. Their large horns collect lightning that they will use later when attacking. Plasmahorns live in high altitudes, specifically in floating islands or in large mountains. Attempting to enter their territory is dangerous, since they are very aggressive and likely to kill you for trespassing. The Plasmahorn's diet is a strictly meat diet, and due to their large size, they must hunt large animals so they can get enough nutrients. Due to how much they need to eat to sustain themselves, they will sometimes eat other dragons. Plasmahorns are normally alone, so they're considered lone hunters, but there is a theory that that was not always the case. By observing their behavior with others of their kind, it's possible that they were once pack animals. This is believed to have changed due to the hunting that happened, causing their kind to almost go extinct. With this, they also became more aggressive and stronger, just so they could defend themselves. Even with this, the hunting of the Plasmahorn species still continues. Normally, though, hunters only target the young, due to the sheer strength of the adults. Luckily, though, the population of the Plasmahorn has started to increase because of them returning to old pack behaviors, which makes it easier for them to defend young. Most Plasmahorns will live up to the age of 200 years old, but it is possible in rare cases that they will live to 350 years, possibly even longer than that. This normally will only happen if the Plasmahorn enters a state of hibernation. This hibernation has been observed to slow the aging of the Plasmahorn, but they will still become bigger and stronger. Hypothetically, if they're able to sustain themselves throughout all of this, it may be possible for one to live forever. Currently, the oldest known Plasmahorn lives on the island of Puankoa, currently believed to be at the age of 346 years old. This specific Plasmahorn is worshipped by the locals as a demigod and considered the protector of the land. This Plasmahorn has made some sort of symbiotic relationship with the locals. Normally, the locals would bring the dragon treasures, food, and other offerings to please it, while protecting it and keeping the dragon safe during hibernation. In return, the Plasmahorn will protect the people from bigger threats, specifically dragon attacks. There are even legends of this Plasmahorn slaying a Qwyvern. There is a chance, though, that that is just a myth, because dead Qwyvern remains have never been found before. If this tale is true, though, then the Plasmahorn is much stronger than originally believed to be. Whether or not the tale is true or false, the Plasmahorn is still considered a powerful dragon, with deadly attacks and defenses. The main attack of the Plasmahorn is the powerful lightning blast it can shoot from its mouth, but it does have other ways to attack. If the Plasmahorn is fighting smaller enemies, it could just crush them under its weight. Against bigger enemies, it could use its thick, strong, and armored tail to knock its opponent down. The Plasmahorn could then use its sharp and sturdy horns to ram and stab the opponent. Its claws are also sharp, so it would have the same stabbing effect as the horn. They also have very sharp and sturdy teeth, with a strong jaw that they can use to lock onto opponents with. So, if the opponent is close enough, the Plasmahorn may bite down and use their claws and teeth to shred at the opponent's flesh. If the opponent does manage to pin the Plasmahorn to the ground, the Plasmahorn could electrocute the opponent. The Plasmahorn's scales, armor plating, teeth, and horns are all made from a conductive metal substance that allows them to electrically charge themselves and collect energy from lightning. So, if it is necessary, they can send out an electric blast that could fry the opponent or at least knock them back, so the Plasmahorn can recover and get back up. Electricity is powerful, but there is a disadvantage to using it. If their main center horn breaks off, which would likely only happen at a young age, it would end up preventing the Plasmahorn from properly collecting lightning. This would make them significantly weaker, which would likely get them killed. Since this does normally only happen at a young age, the baby Plasmahorn will have no way to defend themselves against hunters or other predators, and since they're weaker, they will likely be targeted by these predators and hunters. The Plasmahorn is also at a disadvantage if they're not fighting in a storm. They can only have so much lightning stored up, so if they use too much while not in a lightning storm, they would be forced to retreat from a fight, since they would run out of energy. They would likely be severely injured or killed if they continued the fight without their lightning abilities. Even with this weakness, they are still a formidable dragon to face. Most creatures wouldn't dare challenge this dragon, unless they had a death wish, but that doesn't mean they don't have rivals. The Night Stalker, which is one of their rivals, sometimes will fight the Plasmahorn for territory. They normally live in snowy climates, but sometimes those snowy climates are at high altitudes, which is where the Plasmahorn likes to live. So, sometimes they will fight each other for this territory. They will also sometimes fight for food, since they are both big and require lots of food. Other than that, though, they don't otherwise interact with each other. Another dragon that would fight the Plasmahorn is the Casfavern. Casfavern are an extremely aggressive wyvern species that in recent years have become invasive in other places and have become more deadly. Casfavern burrows through the ground, making it unstable, so the Plasmahorn may attack them to prevent land around them from becoming unstable. Casfavern may also fight the Plasmahorn if they smell that the Plasmahorn is around. One of the other rivals of the Plasmahorn is the Steelophae. Steelophae are dragons that make their homes in mountains. Sometimes the Plasmahorn and the Steelophae will attempt to make their home in the same spot. This will sometimes make them fight each other. They both also need lots of food, so the hunting grounds of these two dragons may be in the same place, which would make them fight over food. A rare rival of the Plasmahorn is the Thoa-Voan. The Thoa-Voan and the Plasmahorn normally will not interact with one another because they live in completely different places. Both are also rare to even see, the Thoa-Voan being even rarer than the Plasmahorn. If they do come across one another, they will fight. Their aggression to one another, though, is not fully understood. Currently, it is believed that they fight due to both just being territorial. Others believe that their aggression is due to a legend that talks about an ancient war where the two kings of each kind fought. In this legend, it claims that the war is the reason why the island of Implova is no longer one big island and is now instead a small circle of islands. This legend currently has not been proven true or false, so we can't be sure if that is the reason the rivalry exists between the Plasmahorn and the Thoa-Voan. Anyway, those are all the main rivals of the Plasmahorn. Plasmahorns are deadly and powerful dragons, but with this deadliness, they are just as majestic. So, that is the Plasmahorn. The drawing took me 6 hours and 6 minutes. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, you should like the video, and if you want to see more, you should subscribe. Also, let me know what dragons you might want me to draw next. I did mention some other dragons in this video that I do plan to draw, but if you're excited for one of the ones that I did mention, let me know. I will probably get around to it faster if I know someone wants to see it. Anyway, have a good rest of your day or night, and goodbye!